This one all for you who say, why don't you put any spice on your chicken? Why do you eat your raw chicken all natural? Put some spice on that chicken. So let's put that spice on that raw chicken. How many things can we think? In the meanwhile, while I eat the raw chicken, let's start with the Zionism. That's obviously high up there. You can say that word. But when you start to talk about people, the tiny hat people, and the other people who support this idea, these guys who really support that idea, no, never talk about those people. Never talk about those people's history, where they came from, what they did. Never say one bad thing about those people. Never. And never even question their actions. Not even one single tiny bit of a question. No! Wanna get shadow banned? Wanna get cancelled? Never do that. No matter what the actions of these people are, never question them. Most of the time, they're the most nefarious. Evil. No, never. Never go there. Never talk about the country they built for themselves after the Second World War. And that country is real. It's a real country. Yes. Never talk about that country. Or if you talk about it, talk good things about it. Then you get way up with the algorithms. Never talk bad about that country. Never question that country's actions. Never, and I mean never, look into that country's history. How that country came to be. Who were the players, the ballers that created that country? Never talk about the family who made it happen, the Rothschilds. Never. Never look into how they made it happen. Because that will lead you to the Austrian painter. Never talk about that guy. Never talk anything good or question that guy's motives, what he did. Never. Because that would lead you to the thing that's number one that will get you. This will skip the shadow banning and straight to cancelled. That one event. That one thing that never talk about that in these social media platforms. Never question that event. Because that starts to tie things together too much. And it goes too against the narrative these people have put out. Some might say it's the biggest hoax of all. Never go there. You can go to jail even if you talk about that thing. Never talk about that. Never ever. Never ever. That's too much spice. That's way too much spice for my raw chicken. Only on Telegram, BitChute, Rumble, some of those bullshit ass social media places. So never talk about those. Never talk about against the things these people are pushing for. Never talk about against them. the agendas, always go with the agendas. Or if you're gonna talk about these agendas, always make sure it's a half truth. Always remember to dig a hole, dig a nice deep hole for the people listening to you that day. You get them with that little bit of their knowledge, you got a little bit of their base knowledge. But these people didn't see the freaking 6 feet deep hole line dug before I started that. And they fall straight into your trap. There's many these kind of gatekeepers that are secretly pushing some agents, because that's a good thing. That's when you get that algorithmic love. That when you sleep together with the algorithm, you cuddling up real nicely. Algorithm might even give you a little hand job sometimes, if you are a nice boy or a girl or something else, because that's a good thing also to talk about. Never talk about against that. Never question 2025 biology. There's many genders. And we can all use same bathrooms. Yes. Never question that. We can all play same sports together. We can do all the things together as a one big whole planet. We are one nice big whole global planet. Yes. We can all come together in the name of globalism and do good things on this planet. It's round planet. It's not perfectly round. It's a little thick in the middle. Just like the naughty girls who like fertility. We want skinniness. We want people in the gym. Let's go to the gym under the blue lights. Let's work out. Because that's the answer to your problems. Especially your health and mental health problems. Gym is the answer for all of your problems if you're a guy, and most of your problems if you're a girl. You want to get jacked, shredded, and take steroids as well. Hell yeah, start early and do it often. That's the best way. And always in the gym, never outside. Always in the gym. You can also do jogging, because that's even more stressful. Running. The best is also in the gym, in those machines. But if you have to run really long distances, you can go outside running, like a little hamster. But it's fun. It's so stressful that it cancels the nature out, being outside out. So it's fun. But always remember to eat according to the food pyramid. Hell yeah. Where is my polyunsaturated fats at? My poo fast. I love omega 6. Where my vegetables at? Eat the rainbow. Hell yeah. Because we like all the colors. All the different skin colors except one. never, and I mean never ever talk about different races and the differences between these guys, these races, and never talk about any of that. It's a one big planet. Get it? Get it in your head. It's a globe. And we're going global with this shit. And that's when all the different colors come together. One big happy family. Under one rule. Yes. I never question about. Like, that was the first step I already told you. Never question about these rulers. Any of the rules. No how matter how retarded they are. I never use that word also. Never use that word and other words that you can imagine right now. Like never use those words. You can do it like I did. To tell people not to do it. But never make those sounds come out of your mouth. You can only lip sync those. And only then, when it's done on educational purposes. Because this video is 100,000% only for educational purposes. Got it. That might be your one ticket to save your ass from the shadow banning or cancellation. Always do everything for education. Because the educational system is the best system. Yes, that teaches a proper way to be a real global human being. It's the most intelligent system out there. It knows everything because the science that the scientists have created to give to the masses by this educational system where we spend all the daylight hours inside with the artificial blue lights because that's the best, that's the best. That's how we get smart, big brain. Straight from the childhood. Because that's the best way. That's really the best way. That's when the brain is the most adaptable. What's the word? You can shape the brain the most easily. So I love being inside the whole daylight hours. So I don't go outside because sun is very dangerous. The most dangerous thing is go outside and talk about going outside and talk about what happens outside and never ever talk about those things. Some people call it nature, but we're just going outside now. There's no such thing as nature. Outside world, bad. Inside world, the best. We the best people. That's the best world where every global human being should be. Most of their day. If you want to go jogging, you have to go maybe outside. But remember, 10K minimum. Marathons. We want marathons, bro. You want people running marathons. You're only doing 10K? Are you a Get the point? Those are some of the things you can talk about and some of the things you can't talk about. Remember, get it in your head, dummy. Okay, good.